Hello and welcome to MMAerino podcast episode
Four?
5?
Four? Five?
Five?
What?
Pretty
Okay.
this
What was
is
our
five.
first one?
All right.
This is 5. Yeah, this is 5.
All right,
UFC
hold on.
261, 3 belts, dude.
Is that true?
All
Oh,
of them.
Valentina's fighting.
Yep.
Well, do we want to address last week before we go into this one?
Shit, I didn't calculate the totals, but Jonah picked a much worse pullout than me and is getting no shit for it.
What pullout did Jonah have?
I picked her
But
car
he had
close.
Drakkar close.
Oh!
That's infinitely worse than mine.
I totally
Okay,
forgot
my
about
man
that.
got assaulted.
Assaulted, yeah.
Do you see people on Reddit are saying he should sue Jeremy Stevens?
He should.
I mean, he should, yeah.
There's no fucking way.
he got assaulted. That's a crime. Like
He got
absolutely
pushed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's face
assault.
off.
Yeah, that
You
I
can't push someone.
You can't just do that.
I feel like
yeah.
that's mitigating circumstances.
I mean, he won't
dude.
do it because of people like Will who would call him a pussy for doing that. But like,
I mean, Dana should
it
just
was
pay
a
him.
crime.
Yeah, Dana won't.
I mean,
and
yeah,
he
Dana
should sue
should,
because
yeah.
he's
No,
not going to
Dana,
get paid.
Dana won't. That's true. I think you'll pay him his show. I thought he would pay him his show.
I think he probably will.
I think Dana would say,
If he
"Hey,
made a
tough
weight-
luck, buddy," and smack him on the head and give him another small
No, but he
concussion.
made the weight, and like what they do with people who have pullouts for other reasons, you get paid if your opponent if you made weight. That's the precedent currently.
That's true.
What else happened, lad? I have to say, I
Paul
didn't
Ben
really.
Askren?
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really watch too much of the
I
UFC
watched it
card
the whole
because I
thing.
was watching. I had it on the whole time.
No,
but
I
I
meant
was-
the whole. I thought you were gonna say you didn't watch much of the Jake Paul.
Oh
watched
no,
the
I
entire
watched
concert.
the Jake Paul thing. I watched the whole concert.
Dude,
over
Doja
UFC
Cat's so
then.
hot, am I right?
Okay.
His
Oh,
dancer's
also, we
now
should just
horned up.
mention-
Not.
Absolutely horny online.
mention up top that this is the 420 podcast special.
Oh my God, yeah.
no,
Like
it's not.
I have that written at the very top of my
Oh
list
wait,
of
did you
topics
update
here.
the spreadsheet?
I didn't update anything on the spreadsheet.
Someone
2/3 of
updated.
us aren't allowed to smoke weed during the 420 podcast.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I wouldn't anyways, even if I could.
Unlike your youth when you smoked all the drugs, right, Will?
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right, Will Sharp?
Okay.
What the
Anyway. So yeah, I have right here Paul versus Askren results. First of all, do we even want to talk about the other fights that happened on the Triller event?
Can we talk about Oscar De La Hoya's absolutely coked out ass?
Okay, yeah, Oscar De La Hoya versus a line of cocaine was pretty good.
Snoop Dogg
That
versus
was
a microphone.
Stunning.
Frank Mir lost, big surprise.
That fight sucked so bad.
I didn't really watch that one. I
It was
didn't
just-
really watch.
There were like
much of it
20
either,
punches
really.
thrown in the whole fight.
Yeah, people online were saying that the dude, the actual boxer, took it easy on him.
Nice
Which,
guy.
whatever. Yeah,
Never met
very
him.
nice guy, very nice guy.
I don't know if he took it easy.
And then Paul versus Askren. I'd like to ask both of you individually, and Jonah, you can start. How corrupt was that stoppage? Go. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, if 10 is maximum corruption, like Olympic boxing, and 1 is pure, there's no rules and there's no, you die and that's how you lose, I would put that maybe a 6, honestly. He
I would say
did actually
4.
get flatlined. And then he got up quickly, and it wasn't an 8 count, and, you know,
It's his fault for getting
Hold
up
on, hold
for
on,
the
hold
8
on, hold
count.
on, hold on. This is
yeah.
This is Jonah's time.
Here's where I can be a little forgiving to the old man ref, is that Ben Askren waddles naturally, and so
Okay.
him walking towards the ref does look like he's about to become unconscious. So
I'm putting
you know,
this on the
His incredibly wide
Reddit
hips.
opinion counter is going up by 1.
What?
Oh, was that
what?
a Reddit opinion?
That's a Reddit comment. Unless Jonah right now proves that
Oh.
he's the one that wrote that comment.
What? There two people can't have similar thoughts.
No, you can. I'm just telling you I'm putting the counter up by 1.
All right, fine.
Okay, Will.
I think it was like a 4. I think he
4,
probably
okay.
would have just gotten knocked out anyways. And at
Yeah.
the same time, what's more than that is I don't think Ben Askren cares.
Okay, right,
Yeah,
but
that's-
does
I
any
think
of
he's
that?
fine
But
with
that's
that
all. But that's all separate from the real question is how corrupt was it? Whether or not Ben cares and whether or not he would have gotten knocked
think it's a
out.
4
It's a
out of
little
10.
fishy, I think. I don't know, Will. I think you're underplaying it a little bit. I think the fact that no commission was involved.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that ref is like a Triller paid referee. And then Snoop Dogg at the same time screaming, "Give me my 2 million, Jake." I don't know. It all just adds together for a perfect storm of possibly corruptedness.
Speaking of adds together, I did the betting totals.
Oh,
And
okay.
I am now up to $8.97 profit, and Jonah is $8.19 loss.
That's because the card
Any
pulled
comment
out.
on that?
Yeah, here's what happened. I lost the first 3 one week. I won all of them the next week. I lost one, won one, and one of my guys got assaulted. So I feel like I'm just waiting for the number. When do I get the end count high enough? I'm
You're
cruising.
4-4.
I feel like you guys are kind of pull-out pickers.
My man got
I'm
assaulted.
doing well though.
I'm doing well though.
Despite that, Jonah, if you hadn't gotten the free money on Mackenzie Dern, you would be absolutely fucked.
Free money. Yeah, well, this week, this is I mean, I've done tens of seconds of research on this week's picks, and I
This is the-
have for you 3 unstoppable choices.
This is the
Are
first
we
week I have
done? Is
not done
pre-talk
research.
over?
I'm just talking. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I'm not getting
Fitz
into
is
it yet.
talking shit.
Oh,
This is
oh,
the
okay,
first week I
okay.
have
Because
not
I've
done
got some
research.
pre-talk here.
Um,
I've got some spicy pre-talk.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
hit
add
me
all
with it.
mention Robert Whitaker.
Oh
Or-
yeah, I forgot we were on
No, that should be
Okay.
pre-talk.
Yeah.
That was incredibly
Okay.
impressive, and he's much faster than I remembered him being.
Okay,
I didn't even
is
really
it
watch it,
incredibly
but
impressive?
he just beat up Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah,
like,
I was about
don't
to
know.
say.
But he looked better. Like,
He did look
I
good,
think he
but I
looked
don't think it's
better.
hard to look good against Kelvin.
Yeah, I think
But,
that's
like, he
the
looked
easiest
faster.
matchup.
And I would
in the
love to
world
have
for him.
Kelvin come on this podcast and defend himself actually from me. I think that would be big for us. So, yeah, I'm going to say that wasn't that impressive.
Yeah.
I thought it was impressive.
Here's what I'll say. By the way, Will liking Robert Whitaker, that's +1 to the Reddit counter for sure.
Okay.
There's like 19 posts of him there today, bro. Beyond the fact that Kelvin can only beat old men, which is funny, because it's actually like holding true, is that Robert Whitaker is effectively an anti-wrestler who has fought like 19 southpaws. If there's anything that Robert Whitaker was going to have an easy time with, it's southpaw, fridge-sized man Kelvin Gastelum.
But he fought better. Like, he didn't just lunge in like crazy. He actually did wrestling, which was crazy. Like, it was a very smart fight from him.
Sure. Honestly, the why I'm so down on it is just because I still think Rob has like actually no chance against Israel Adesanya, and that's what makes it kind of boring for me.
I don't know, dude.
I know
After
you
the
don't.
Jan fight, you don't think?
Yeah, because Robert Whitaker's the same size as Jan Blachowicz.
Jan didn't win by just
Yeah, his huge size didn't help his massive takedowns that won him the critical rounds or anything like that.
it helped, but he wasn't losing on the feet. And he's
Also,
Jan
I'm going to
Blachowicz.
interject here, and I'm just going to say he didn't look that much bigger than Izzy.
But he was much, much denser of a man.
That's a cope. Jonah's smoking copium on
That's
420.
like 15 pounds.
No. I
You
think
think
that's
more
just
than
blatantly
15
wrong.
pounds?
Yeah, I think he at least 30 to 40 pounds heavier than him. Izzy came in underweight to that fight.
He
Jan
came in
cut
like
weight.
203.
Yeah, you don't think a man that size rehydrates.
You think he weighs 240?
Yeah, you don't think a man that size rehydrates 30 pounds.
I think we might be able to find a couple, sources on this. Let's see.
I don't think Yan weighs. I think Yan weighs like maybe 230.
Tyron Woodley, who fought at 170, walked around at 205.
Yeah, but remember, he has a
That's
massive butt.
different. His ass is incredibly fat.
Look,
Jan
I'm just
fought
saying.
at middleweight before, didn't he?
Let me
Jan
put it
says he
this way.
normally
if Robert
comes
Whitaker
in...
did. Here's my point. If Robert Whitaker fought this exact fight against Israel Adesanya, he gets knocked out again.
Okay, yes,
I don't-
but also Jan says that he came in 220 for the Israel fight.
He's obviously lying to
17
try to sell the
pounds.
Wolf tickets.
Okay.
To make himself.
I mean,
seem
I can't
smaller?
refute you. I don't know. He could be lying, but
Look.
I'm going out and I'm finding numbers, kid.
I don't know. I'm just it's only just because I don't see Whitaker losing to like anybody below him, and I don't see him beating the champ. And I feel like it's gonna be here for 5 years, and then he's gonna get old, and then age will do its thing.
I don't know. My take
I
on
think
this.
he could beat Izzy.
I think he could beat Izzy, but as for the Kelvin fight, well, I don't think it was necessarily impressive. I understand why it happened.
It did
Um,
happen.
Natty boy Paulo Costa. Was thrown
I
up.
would love to see the Paulo
That would have
Costa
been more
fight.
fun.
Oh
for
my god, I
Whittaker.
would love to see that.
That was really the only fight I cared about, though. Besides my sick heavyweight pick, absolutely cashing out.
Yeah, I don't think I watched any of it. I think I was actually watching the Doja Cat concert.
Yeah, I was.
I watched
yeah.
the 2 fights that
There
I
was a
picked,
little
and
bit
that
of
was it.
gaming and a little bit of drinking and a little bit of Jake Pauling going on.
All
Who do you think he fights next? You think Nate
Whittaker?
Diaz is a good call out?
Who?
No, Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul. Oh, did he call him out? I'm like, I have no idea what we were talking about.
Do you think
Uh,
Jake Paul? I think Nate Diaz. I think Jake Paul is kind of fucked at this point because he has to fight like a higher tier
He
person.
doesn't have
No,
to, and
he
he
doesn't.
probably won't.
He keeps calling out UFC
Also, I
fighters.
think he could
Yeah.
probably beat Nate Diaz just
you
by
really?
not by actually like knocking him out, obviously, but by just opening the cut over his eye and having a paid Triller referee who's 3,000 years old call it off.
That's very possible too. No, he absolutely just like keeps fighting Ben Askren
Yeah,
level bums.
he's gonna be a celebrity
Who else
boxer.
is there? Who else?
Anyone.
Is there?
I don't
can
know enough
make
about
any-
YouTube, bro.
Bro, Jake Paul is now the red panty knight of celebrity boxing. Like he could call out anyone. Anyone.
Dana
can
White
be a
actually had
celebrity
to
fight
hang on.
celebrities.
Did you
at this
read
point.
that? Dana White had to send a legal letter threatening people from poaching UFC fighters because he's like, I can't keep having people know that they can get paid better fighting Jake Paul than they can by actually fighting in the UFC.
Yeah, that's
Did
awesome.
you guys? Did you see they started the main events at the exact same time?
It's funny.
Yeah, and one of them fucking took 19 million hours, and the other one didn't. Oh, you mean like the fight event? I thought
Yeah.
you meant the main card. No.
No,
Okay.
Jake Paul's fight started at the same time as Robert Whittaker's.
That's awesome. My
rough
favorite
for Rob.
part of the whole Jake Paul broadcast was when Pete Davidson went into his locker room and told him how he actually bet against him in the Nate Robinson fight because he just simply wasn't educated enough to know how good Jake was. That's just, I think, a really good take from SNL's Pete Davidson.
Did you see when Pete Davidson went into Ben Askren's locker room?
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Like,
Well, I
yeah,
didn't hear what
everyone
he said.
fucking
But
hates.
like,
He said he was talking about how everyone hates Jake Paul, and he is rooting for Ben Askren.
yeah, that's about what I expected.
Did you see the slap boxing?
All right.
Yeah, I did see that.
I actually didn't watch that. I have
Rough.
one final comment
Ric
on
Flair.
the Ben
Okay.
Askren thing. I
Okay.
would like to say. Ben Askren is the biggest copium addict I've ever seen in my life.
You really
He
think he
talks-
cares?
Yes. I think he talks. Did you see all the stuff he was saying? Bro, I just want to knock this out. I hate this punk kid. I need to make sure this kid knows his place. And then he gets starched round one again. And
Yeah,
it's like, okay, Ben.
here's what I'm thinking, Jonah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
all of that he said was true, and while in hindsight is cringy, I also think that he probably just doesn't care.
But this ESPN headline. Why was the public so interested in 2 guys who weren't very good at boxing? That's copium. That's
Yeah,
him being
boxing
like,
is on
oh,
its
it's
deathbed
not even a
right
big
now.
deal.
I think it's funny, too, how his kids are going to get made fun of in like 5 years for this in like high school.
Yeah, until they get
Probably
blast
now.
double-legged by Ben Askren.
This is Hips Creek one final time. Okay, that's all I have to say on it. That's the last little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other pre-talk?
Yeah, I've got 2 things right here. This one,
Wait,
quick
do
one.
you want to save anything for post talk?
I have more post-doc stuff.
Come
on. I'm prepared. Poirier McGregor news.
Oh.
I have a man. This is going on the Reddit counter because it's a Reddit comment from an account called Ornery Lawyer. Here we go. Actually, I might just link this to you guys because it's long, and I don't want to read it all out to you. Here, I'm putting this in the chat.
But you gotta read. That's podcasting.
Okay,
How
okay,
are they
okay.
gonna know?
Here we go. Ready? I'll just read the top blurb. Poirier's Good Fight Foundation, unlike a typical reputable charity, has no
Oh, I read
publicly
this. I know what
available
you're talking
financial
about.
statements and no detailed breakdown of expenses. His wife is the treasurer. The charity is neither rated nor profiled by any major charity watch. And then he goes on to list 3 things that Dustin's charity, like, why that's bad. And
And
why
well, yeah.
Connor's actually kind of right for saying that Dusty doesn't know where his money's going to go. But
There-
also off the back of that, Pacquiao and Poirier made a new charity together called Fight for the Forgotten. So,
But the expenses thing, their entire breakdown is $4,800 office expenses, 178,000 other expenses, and that's the sum total of their financial breakdown.
Yeah. And?
Connor did nothing wrong.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What do you think about this, Jonah? Are you reading this comment?
I am. Here I've. So I'm okay. So now I've read it all. Now I've finished reading this thing. Basically, what this guy's saying, which makes total sense, is, this there are three. You have three obligations, like three officers that you need to have. Two of them are Dustin, and one of them is his wife. And his wife is the treasurer. And they're basically saying, if you're gonna run a charity, you shouldn't do that, and like you should have more officers. And that like makes sense, and like I totally get this, and it's completely legitimate, and yes, all this is true.
I think you're leading into what my follow-up question was going to be. Continue.
Okay.
No, continue. Yeah.
My point is, how much money has this charity gotten? Like, has it ever gotten more than 500,000 total? Like, is Connor not doubling the size of this charity? Like, this is a small business run by two people.
No.
I don't think they can afford to have other people acting as officers of this charity.
Okay, that's
Khabib
interesting.
and Dana White both gave 100,000 plus at one point.
That is interesting, because that actually wasn't what my follow-up question was going to be, Jonah. My follow-up is, do you think that this is the kind of stuff that Connor had in mind when he called Dustin out for it? Or do you think that this is now coming to light because Connor had to come up with an excuse to cover his ass for not giving the money, and now people are putting a microscope to Dustin's charity?
I actually think the former, because I think Connor's accountant could easily figure this out, or his financial advisor, and was like...
But then why wouldn't he... Why would he ghost the charity? Why would his team also ghost the charity instead of telling them?
I think should give
I
a
feel
shit.
like there would be a paper trail of them actually being
don't
like,
know.
hey, well, this is not seeming legit, so we're not gonna give you the money.
Well, the not seeming legit is public information, so based on this guy's post at least. So it seems that they just looked at it. Maybe they were talking about it. I don't know.
But like, why would you like? If Dustin's people actually did reach out 3 times, like he said they did, which by the way, Dustin's people seem to be just him and his wife.
Yeah.
So if they actually did reach out 3 times, like why wouldn't Connor's people just be like, oh yeah, we looked into it and we don't want to do it? It
They
seems
might
like
have
they
said
got
that.
completely ghosted instead of.
Yeah, they might have
saying
also.
no.
Yeah, they might have also just been like, "Fuck off."
I think
You
he
know,
like
nice.
wanted and like the accountant told Connor that, and he was like, okay, fuck it.
Okay.
Like he already didn't want to do it.
Then does this
Also, I need a fucking Jake Paul called out Daniel Cormier. Side note.
Okay, well, that's awesome. But does this change your mind then, Jonah, about the whole situation?
No, honestly, I think what it is this is a very small charity, and even though there's that big Khabib in the Dana White, I mean,
They've
this
raised
is not big
millions of
amounts of
dollars.
money.
So you
Yeah.
think it still hurt feelings from Connor when he was
Oh!
calling Dustin out about all that shit?
Oh
You
yeah,
don't think that
It's
Connor was
also-
like legitimately being like, well, I actually did look into your charity and it wasn't very good.
Okay, I also just want to let's not forget here, this stuff matters. Dustin Poirier seems to actually be a good person, and I know Connor isn't. So
What?
I
You
like
don't
that
know
alone
anything
is
about
enough.
Connor,
What?
bro. You don't know him.
You don't know
Look,
Jack.
nice guy,
kid.
never met him, I know, but
Yo, you talking about this nice guy?
You talking about Conor McGregor?
I will say though, I wouldn't be super surprised if some of this charity money isn't all going where it's supposed to be going. I think
Uh-oh.
You
I
can
think
hear the smirk in Jonah's voice.
I think
Oh.
Dustin's wife
Just
might
say it.
have a pretty nice salary off this charity.
Oh, why do you think it's his wife? Why wouldn't Dustin
'Cause
have
she's
a
the
nice
treasurer.
salary? Why wouldn't Dustin have a big salary?
Because she's the treasurer, bro. She's the one who.
Her
can just
money
be
is
like,
his
"Oh, this
money,
move-
Wyatt.
this
They're
money,
married."
No, his money is her money. Her money is her money.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Oh, no.
Let's not forget.
All right. And then here we go. This is pre-talk because it's a carryover from last week, and I told you guys to do your homework, and I hope you did, but I know you didn't, so I did it for you. Top 3 most vicious knees.
I don't even remember.
I mean,
the time to do
Astrid.
that.
Will claims that Aljo took the most vicious knee in all of UFC history. That was a quote from last week. So I said,
I mean,
come
that's
in
just
with your
true.
top 3 most vicious knees. So instead, I went overboard, and I have 7 here.
Oh
Ooh.
wow.
And I'll read them out to you. Okay, ready? I'll read them all, and then we can go back through and talk about the ones that you guys want to talk about. Greg Hardy versus Crowder in what I think was his debut.
That was funny. I think that was his
Askren
second
versus
fight.
Masvidal. Eddie versus Dustin. Speaking of Dustin and his awesome charity that he's not stealing from. Yoel versus Chris Weidman. Gegard Mousasi versus Chris Weidman. Alistair Overeem versus Mark Hunt. And John Jones versus Anthony Smith.
Ooh.
Can I also add
Lionheart,
Uberim
baby.
versus whoever he did that to?
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, you can add it.
Okay, hang on. Let me just.
Wasn't that just posted on Reddit? Just Overeem kneeing
Ooh,
people
the
compilation?
Reddit counter
I don't
goes
know.
up.
I don't
The
know.
Reddit
I
counter
just
goes up,
remember
he
the
gets
one clip.
immediately defensive. I don't know.
Look, I didn't stutter once and you know it.
Okay. Well, then you know what? Let's actually just go while Jonah finds this. Greg Hardy versus Crowder, and I want to get this guy's name actually, so I'll look this
Alan
up.
Crowder.
Alan Crowder. Okay.
That was hilarious to me, but like, it was less fun because he probably actually didn't just know the rules. What made Petters the most fun was I feel like he clearly knew the rules and just decided to do it
Just
anyways.
did it. Yeah.
That's what I love about it so much.
You really think Greg Hardy didn't know the rules?
I don't think he's very smart.
I
I-
don't think Peter Yan's very smart.
I feel like
Like
he
I
is.
think that it's clear that Peter Yan might be a little less smart than Greg Hardy.
I feel like Petr Yan is like, I am just saying this because he's Russian, but I feel like he's like calculated.
This is a good American podcast, and you do have contracts with the government.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, well then moving on to Askren versus Masvidal, what do you think about this? Vicious, not vicious? Does it belong in the top 3? Oh, okay, I guess we should do this. Go back. Hardy versus
you-
Crowder, does that belong in the top 3?
I
Top
don't
3
think
most
so.
vicious? You don't think so? Are we saying that then vicious has to have intent behind it?
Oh yeah, I think Vicious has to be like.
And he didn't even really knock him out.
Yeah, he got up. And
Some would
walked out of
argue
the
he
cage
didn't
the
at all.
No, we're not. We're talking about the Greg Hardy one, Jonah.
Oh, okay.
Calm your rage.
Sorry.
Okay. So Hardy versus Crowder, not in the top 3 most vicious. Moving on, Askren versus Masvidal. You know this one had to make it. All the fans at home knew from the last
It's
week
number
episode.
2.
You think this is number 2?
Yeah. Side note: have you seen those like mini videos on YouTube?
No. What?
I'll send it
What?
to you.
Mini videos?
Oh yeah, the shorts.
The one
yeah.
fighter is just mini.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't know what you're talking about now.
I think I put it in there. It's,
You had the link ready. What is
it's the
this?
fucking worst.
Okay, that's really funny. Okay, that's awesome. Shout out
Okay.
to fucking Capaz and his
Bro, this
mini
guy's
Jorge
been popping
Masvidal
off.
versus Ben
His
Askren
YouTube
video
channel.
on YouTube.
His YouTube channel. Look at his views the last week.
That's awesome. Okay, I wish we could be like him. Maybe we should just shout him out
Mini
every
Khabib
time.
versus Conor.
No, I
What
didn't
is
watch
this?
that one, and I refuse to.
Okay. Askren versus Masvidal. Let's not rank it yet, but you think it does
Top 3.
belong? It's definitely
I
a
think
top
it's a
3.
contender. Yeah.
Mhm.
What about Eddie versus Dustin?
I don't think one's that bad, honestly.
Eddie got DQ'd for this. Remember,
It was
where he-
illegal. I don't think it was that vicious, honestly.
He broke in. I think he broke Dustin's orbital, like into the back of his eye.
He fucked him up. Was that from the knee, or was that? I thought that was.
I don't know if it was
like,
from. I don't
maybe
really
I'm
remember
wrong.
the circumstances surrounding this one, but I remember. I included it because
I'm
it was
watching
illegal.
it right now. What did he?
Dead air.
It was not that bad, actually.
You don't think
I
so?
just watched it.
No,
I just
I
watched
don't.
it.
I don't think
Okay,
it's that bad.
Will's seal of approval. He just watched it. Yoel versus Weidman. I think this one makes it.
That was nasty.
I think that's the worst ever.
I
that
think
was
this one
nasty.
makes it.
I think that one is the top.
Okay.
That one disgusts me. I can't like watch it that many times.
That
even
was,
though I have
that
watched it
was
so many
really.
times.
Oh wait, did
awesome.
you see the guy who his finger came? Oh, he got his finger torn off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was pre-podcasting days, I think.
This
That's
was.
probably more of a post-talk topic, but
Okay, I'll put it here at the end of post talk. Oh, okay. I also have here written on my sheet guests Quinn Olson with marketing strategy, but guess that's not happening.
Yeah, you gotta
It's
pay him for that. Those
fucking
consulting
gone.
fees.
Okay, so Yoel Weidman, we're all in agreement. Vicious.
That's in there.
Musashi versus Weidman. You guys remember this one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
This
that
is the one where Chris put on a little bit of an acting show, and then they watched the replay, so the fight ended, and it turned out that Musashi's knee was actually legal because he pulled Weidman's hands like a centimeter off the mat before.
Oh,
I
yes.
do remember that.
So Weidman lost to that.
No,
That's
I don't
pretty
think that
funny.
knee was that vicious.
You don't think so?
I should watch the slow-mo analysis.
It is weird though that Weidman and Aljo train together.
So what's going on?
Oh, the title of this article is Musashi beats Weidman in farcical circumstances.
It was a little
Absolute
farcical.
farce.
Because remember, this is also the whole replay thing. They changed the way replay works now for 2020 and 2021, but for the longest time it was as soon as they watch. Like, they're not allowed to watch replay, and then it became once the ref does watch replay, the fight ends, and a decision has to be made.
Okay, also, by the way, I'm rewatching this now. Chris's fingers were on the ground at contact.
I don't know, bro.
No. I just watched
Okay,
it. I'm
this is
watching it
interesting.
right now as well.
Let's
I have
see.
a
think they
still
were.
image I can show you.
Show me.
Let's see, bro.
All right, here. Everyone
Send
everyone
it.
go to this.
Just send us.
website.
Oh, okay.
Scroll down. I don't want to send the fucking image. I want to try that hard.
Scroll
Alright.
down.
Do you see the Twitter? The Viva Nicaragua Twitter account?
Yeah.
Okay. If you scroll to
It's the
I mean,
the
it's an
one
8-second
hand rule.
video.
No, it's the one hand rule, Jonah. So the ruling was whether or not he had both hands on the ground at the time, and they found that he didn't.
Oh, it was that shit.
It's
Well,
that
then I'm
kind of
wrong. Yeah,
nonsense.
no.
Yeah,
He definitely
like,
only
no,
had
you
one
are
hand
so
on the
right.
ground.
He had one hand
Classic
on the
Jonah
ground,
being
but like
wrong.
they were saying, and they replayed this a bunch. Musashi like lifts him up, almost certainly accidentally, before
Just like in
delivering.
the act of
yeah,
doing
like
it. Yeah. I don't think that
Musashi,
needs that
greatest
vicious at
fighter of
all.
all
it doesn't
time.
look that vicious, but again, Chris played it up, so maybe there are some people
Weird.
who are fooled. Maybe there's okay, weird. All right, Overeem versus Hunt. And
That
they
was
probably
pretty
had
nasty.
they probably had multiple fights, I would assume, in their career
They had
against each other.
two, I think.
But it was the one in the UFC where we watched this actually at my house all together when we first started watching the UFC, and Hunt came in with bleached hair, and by the end of it his hair was pink because Overeem
Yeah.
rearranged his fucking face.
I like the look, honestly.
What do you think? Do you
Yeah,
think
this
that,
one's pretty.
do you
This
think
one's
so?
pretty bad.
The way he just face plants after.
Oh yeah, he got fucked
He got
up.
completely knocked out. But now we're moving on.
It's not worse than the Romero though.
No, certainly not. But what do you think then? Because the last one that I have here is Jones versus Smith. So
Sorry,
No.
Anthony Smith makes me laugh.
oh, dude, that's awesome.
I don't think that
rough.
one is that bad.
Do you want to rewatch
No.
it? Because remember, this
Oh,
was
I'll rewatch this all day.
rewatch it. Tell me what you think. Because I don't know. I think
I mean,
Smith
he got
may have just
pretty
played it off
fucking
well.
kneed.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, ow!
Yeah.
Ooh, that is pretty bad, actually.
Yeah,
He
That is
probably
also,
should
like-
have taken that. He stepped into it.
He did. That was pretty. That's actually.
that one's
All
kind
right,
of
I'll
bad,
put that on
right?
the list.
Okay, well now we have 4 on the list of top 3.
Hang on. I would also would everyone like to look at my link that I sent, because that's the one I was talking about. I sent it in the meme zone. It's time stamped and everything.
Okay, let's see.
This is in kickboxing.
Wait.
That was pretty rough too. That's pretty rough.
Okay, do we want to include that?
Nah,
Does
it's
this
gotta
go
be
on the list? Like,
Petr Yan, Yoel Romero.
I
and
don't think
Masvidal.
Petr Yan goes on the list, dog.
No, I don't.
Bro,
I think that
okay.
it's-
no.
I think it's
By
Yoel.
time unconscious.
I think it's-
Petr Yan has to go on the list.
I think it's Yoel.
I mean-
Masvidal. I actually maybe. I don't know that
I mean,
the
no,
Masvidal.
Will's right, because when you think about it, I'll
was
just been acting
unconscious
concussed
for-
for at least 4 months now.
At least 4 months.
He's really excited for the first fight with Petr Yan.
Okay.
Coming up soon.
I don't know. I don't know where to put this Jones versus Smith one.
That's pretty bad.
I-
the Yoel one is to me
The
the,
worst,
peak,
right?
and then it has to be.
And
I
then
don't,
it
George
has to be
I don't
Masvidal.
think so, dude. I think
I
George
think-
versus Askren, while certainly the most impressive of the 3, I think that it is actually the 3rd most vicious.
Oh, really?
It was more
full
merciful,
sprinting.
really. Yeah, I know,
He was
but
full
like
sprinting.
it's merciful. At that point, if you're landing knees like that, it's merciful.
Who do you think is second then?
Smith or Jones and Smith.
You think that's
I think the Overeem hunt's pretty fucking bad, too.
I think Yoel Weidman.
Okay, I'm glad
Whatever.
that this is
I
stimulated
appreciate all this effort,
discussion,
Wyatt.
yeah.
I think all of us here together agree that all Joe and Pettit doesn't belong
No,
on the list.
Yeah,
By far
okay,
the worst.
Yeah, okay, right. This really
No,
was
probably
just
all
made
agree.
to clown on Will, and I knew he wouldn't
What?
do his homework. So yeah, mission
By far
accomplished.
the
I guess.
worst.
Wrong.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
Yeah, moving on.
cool.
Talk.
Hang on. Jonah has a section, a pre-talk section.
Oh, okay.
This
You
is
want to
fast.
make it pre-talk?
It's fast.
Yeah, it was
If it's
definitely
fast,
pre-talk.
It's good. Yeah.
This is Jonah's stats section. I was trying to think of a 3S alliteration to make it section, but I
So Jonas,
Somebody
stats
asked-
section.
Jonah's stats section. Okay,
Stat
perfect.
C-section.
So here's what I got. I found a bunch of UFC data collected by some dude on some.
Wait, before you start, can you do a data science sound effect so I can transition to this smoothly? Thank you.
So Joe showed me this website for data analysis people, and it's got a bunch of stuff. And I'm just doing very basic stuff right now. I might do more complex stuff later, but I'm doing a little bit every day. I've been kind of chucking away at things just to kind of get some content here for the podcast. So here's what I've got so far. So this data sheet has 6,013 inputs. The first is Scott Morris for Sean Doherty on 3/11/1994 in Denver, Colorado. And then that's an open weight fight, by the way. And then all the way at the top, the most recent fight here is Adrian Yanez versus Gustavo Lopez on 3/20/2021. So that is
You're a month out of date.
20. That's 27 years of information. And in that 27 years, the first thing I looked up, of course, was does being taller give you a better chance of winning? And it turns out it has almost no effect. It's about 50-50. So.
Oh wow,
fun
you didn't
fact
tell me
for
this
you
was
there.
podcast
Yeah.
content when you brought this up the
As
other
a
day.
completely
Oh, yeah.
unbiased
Oh.
source, get fucked.
Continuing on, some more stats for you. So this is pretty basic stuff. This is just comparing each fighter's stats, average stats before they come into the fight. So first one I looked at was higher average knockdown rate. Knockdowns per fight. There's a slight effect. The fighter with the higher knockdown rate has a 52% chance to win. You could round that to 53 if you wanted to.
Well, let's just call it 3.
Let's call it 3.
Am I right? My
The second
engineer
stat
friend?
was higher significant
Fuck
strike
you.
percentage. And of that data, you're going to be shocked by this, about 53, you could round this to 54%
Okay.
of the fighters with a higher
Well-
significant strike percentage win.
I think that's on you, Jonah, since this is your segment. You got to do the rounding for us.
okay.
If you want it rounded,
I'm going to call that 54.
How many sig figs are we going for here?
Yeah. We truncating?
I don't know what that word
How we
means.
rounding, dog?
Lastly, the last one I have for you is higher takedown percent, and this also has a 54% chance. The person with the higher takedown percent has chance higher. You know what I'm trying to say. The person who takes people down more has a slightly better chance of winning. I'm not doing any comparison of like higher takedown percent against the average versus someone with bad takedown percent, which I may do in the future. But there you go. Taller, shorter doesn't matter.
There you
Right.
go. Fuck you.
People
Yeah.
people with better stats win more often, thanks,
People with
Jonah.
better. There you go.
Okay, well, you know what, Will? What are you coming with? What content have you
Yeah.
provided so
Yeah. What's your
far?
pre-talk that you prepped
Yeah,
this week,
where's
Will?
your pre-talk? Where's Will's segment?
Endeavor's IPO, dude. That's
Oh,
classic
right.
pre-talk.
Is that a beer?
I think that's post-talk,
Endeavor,
bro.
you think
But
so?
we already
That's
started.
fighter
We already
pay.
started, so...
Endeavor planning their. Do you think that's gonna lead to more transparency on fighter pay, and that they're actually gonna unionize because of that?
No, I don't
Because
think
they
they're
have
gonna
to release their
unionize.
financials.
Yeah, but can't they just release it all in one line as fighter pay? Like, how detailed
I
do
don't
they have to
think
release
so.
it? It doesn't happen. Jonah? We don't have
They
our
do not
chief-
have to. They can just say fighter pay. They can actually, if they want to be real clever about it. I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure they can lump that pay in with the pay of
like
the actual employees.
Yeah. Well,
They can
would
still
they?
get
Because
the
they are
percent
legally distinct. They're
because
on
they're
like
contractors.
10C forms or whatever the contract.
Yeah, but like for instance, I'm a contract worker at my workplace, and I would still count as salary
Really?
on my
Do you know
financial
that for
statement.
sure?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
interesting.
100% true.
They can
I
still
don't know
get
if I have
the
a different situation.
revenue
though.
share though.
Yeah, that is something that even if they hide it in there, there will still be a number of revenue to salary.
Interesting. What do you think, Will? What do you think about? Did you see that they're trying to get like 550 million for this IPO?
I
Is
did.
that
I
even
think
worth it for
they're.
a company that valuated itself at like 11 billion?
I don't think it's gonna go too well personally, but the thing that made me a lot less like optimistic about them making a union is that I realized this definitely not from Jack Slack
Okay.
that they that they have roughly the same revenue split as golfers, and golfers can't get more, and they don't have brain damage. And I feel like if golfers can't figure out how to make a union, the UFC
But
is
don't
just
golfers also get paid
it's just not gonna
millions and
happen.
millions of dollars?
They really don't. They get paid a lot less than you. I mean, some of them do, but they actually get paid less than you think.
I thought the prize pools for golfing. I know they don't do like a prize pool.
If you're a
Same way,
professional
but I thought
golfer,
that it
you should pay money.
But
for
also,
that.
golfers have sponsorships and shit
They do.
that
That's
they
true.
like from Nike and whatnot. Like, right, Tiger.
That's where they get most of their money.
Right, but the UFC used to have that, and
used to
people
be
didn't
too,
complain
yeah.
about it, and now
Mhm.
the UFC doesn't have that, and everyone complains.
I still think if golfers can't figure out a union,
But they don't
UFC
need
fighters,
a union. Like the UFC didn't need a fighters union.
they want a union.
The golfers
They
want
get
it
they
Okay,
get like
well
a
then why would
12%
they
revenue
want it?
share. Because they're I don't know.
because they all want to be in fucking charge of it and can't figure it out.
Because you have to pay into a union.
No, bro.
You
It's the same thing
inherently
as, like,
pay
the-
less than you would get.
It's-
That's the whole fucking premise.
Theoretically.
Oh, he
What?
said it. Clip that.
Clip it, boy.
That's how you say that word.
Clip
Okay.
it.
Here's what I'm thinking, though, because what's happened, there are MMA unions. There's like 4 of them, and they're all run by different fighters because nobody can agree on like actually what the MMA union should be. The fighters are
Dumb.
just classically
They're dumb.
Yeah, I know, they're just fucking themselves over. But I feel like the golfers are probably in a very similar situation. They just aren't taking brain damage, so their intelligence isn't ever questioned.
Not to stereotype, but I feel like the
Okay.
golfers have got to be a little smarter on average.
Okay. They just have a smaller sample size. Maybe we can
All
run
the
some
golfers
stats
went
on
to
it. Maybe
college.
for Jonah's stat segment.
Yeah,
So,
Whoa.
Jonah's stat segment.
IQ.
Yeah, he can
Men-
find.
I
Some
can't run
membership.
2 stat segments at
He
once.
can. All right.
Okay.
That's
all the
pre-talk?
pre-talk I
Yeah,
have.
I mean-
We're pretty deep into this. We should probably actually get to the main thing, huh?
No, pre-talk is good.
Nah.
The content is the
Pre-talk
pre-talk.
is our
40
main thing at
minutes
this
of
yeah,
point.
pre-talk.
the pre-talk and the post-talk are really the content.
We're a
Okay.
news podcast.
The game doesn't take that long, but I still like having it be the focal point and everything else referred to around it.
Okay.
What's even going on
so-
this weekend?
Top to
Kamaru
bottom?
Dean. Yeah. Kamaru versus Masvidal.
Oh, right, I have something interesting for post-talk about Kamaru Dean.
Oh. All right. I think Kamara wins probably the exact same way as the first time. Hot take.
Yeah, I agree. It's not
You don't
my
think it'll
pick
be even
because
worse?
he's such a huge favorite.
No.
I don't think he's going to take any risks that he doesn't have to.
Yeah, but you don't
Yeah.
think that he'll, like, 50-44 him this time?
Maybe.
Did he not do that the first time?
I think it was
Was it
50-45.
I
don't know.
think
I think
Kamaru is smart enough to just like fight incredibly boringly and retain the belt.
I'm going to say this
Yeah.
as a Kamaru hater. I think he's going to starch Jorge Masvidal in, like, round 3 and put him out completely.
honestly, I'd like that. At this
After
point.
watching that Gilbert Burns fight, I was actually, like, very excited by that Gilbert Burns fight. And,
I think he's the most unbeatable champ.
Yeah, you've said that before, and I agree with you now after clowning on
Yeah.
you previously.
I mean,
Note that down.
hang on. We're really disrespecting Aljamain Sterling at the moment.
Dude,
That's
once he
true.
once he
Honestly,
regains
I have to
consciousness, he's
say-
gonna be so mad.
I have to say, out of all the champs right now, he is my favorite. There's
100%.
there's no more drama around any other belt than at 135. Like,
I know I'm watching
Yeah.
the next bantamweight title fight, no matter what's going on.
isn't TJ Dillashaw fighting on this card, or is it? Is he his
No,
own?
No, it's on
he has
Priestess
his
one.
own card. Oh, he has his own
Sandhag
card.
and Dillashaw, May 8th.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Weili Zhang versus Rose
Are neither of you are
Namajunas.
picking that fight?
No,
No.
Yeah.
this next fight is my first pick though. I picked Whaley.
Really?
Sounds like Jonah
I
might have a
think she's
counter
gonna
pick.
fuck her up, dude. I mean,
Oh.
Rose's fight against Andrade made me think Whaley. Whaley is just like she's the short, muscular girl with great cardio, and Rose pieced Andrade up in 2 rounds, but she couldn't go backwards for more than that, and she absolutely gassed. And she's not gonna put Whaley again. Like she's not gonna put her away.
I totally agree with you. I just thought the odds weren't very good.
It's like she's like a minus 180 or something like that.
I guess. Oh yeah, I guess that's the best you could see. Sorry, I'm just so bored with women's MMA. There's just a
What's
bunch
that?
of FanDuel minus 200, so.
That's so.
But whatever.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she's definitely gonna win. So.
Yeah, I'm
Speaking
taking
of
that.
Jessica Andrade, Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade.
Either of you picking?
I refuse to watch this fight.
Why?
I don't want to say because then you're gonna up my Jack Slack opinion counter.
Say it, please, please. I don't watch Jack Slack, so any opinion of his I get through you.
She's just not very exciting.
Valentina.
Yeah.
So out of
Yeah,
protest, you're going to not watch for one fight,
I never watch her fights.
just out of protest. What else do you do during that? Like you watch all the fights all night leading up to that, and then you turn it off and go do something else, and then come back.
Yeah,
after?
like if I have something to do, I'll go do it then.
Like what? Her fights happen at fucking like
Yeah,
11
I'll
o'clock
get a
at
cookie,
night.
and I'll walk to Insomnia and get a cookie.
Oh,
I'll do whatever it takes to get out of the house for a half hour.
You're so
Whatever it
anti-Valentina. I'll even talk to my roommates, he says. Okay. So neither of
I
you
do
picking?
think hot take. I think this could be where Valentina loses her belt.
No.
I think
I
she's
just
getting
can't do
older
it.
and slower, and Jessica is a little tank girl, and she can do it, and she's beautiful.
Let's see. She's only 33.
Is she getting slower?
Yeah, she's only
Yes.
33.
I thought she was notably slower in her last fight.
Who was her last fight?
I don't remember some.
Maybe she
can.
just wasn't trying.
Jennifer
she-
Maya.
Yeah,
She looked slow against Jennifer Maya.
she did. She got thrown around by Jennifer Maya.
I look at these women and I see stiffness. I see stiffness at women's 125.
Jonah, she got taken down once and had 5 takedowns.
Will, for this fighter that he doesn't care about, he's really coming to
Yeah,
her
well,
defense.
Valentina stan over here.
I
Calm
don't
down.
watch her because she is
Calm
good
down.
and
Relax. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, dude. Didn't mean to talk
Okay,
about
yeah,
Valentina.
sorry. Okay, speaking of our big boy who kind of got a little pooped on in our
Fucked up
knees
twice.
list, Chris Weidman's fighting.
Yeah, and this will be my first pick as I picked Mr. Uriah Hall to win
That's
this
my
fight.
second pick.
Why do you pick Uriah Hall?
I think Chris Weidman is fucking shot, dude.
Okay.
It's like an even money
This is
fight
interesting.
almost.
Yeah, they're the same
yeah.
age and height almost.
Uriah Hall, if you read out his losses, that's what convinced me he was going to stomp Chris Weidman. He's only lost to Paulo Costa, Gegard Mousasi, Derek Brunson, Robert Whitaker in the last
All
like
people
7
that Chris
years.
Weidman has lost to.
And he also wins
Those people are good.
with insane power, which is like the bane of Mr. Chris Weidman.
What if
The
he
only
flying
reason why I
knees
think
him?
it's close is because his last fight was he looked really bad against Anderson, but he
Until he-
still knocked him out.
One punch brubbed him, and then there it is.
If Chris Weidman
Yeah.
gets knee KO'd in this fight, I'm adding that to our list of most vicious. Just because if you get nominated for the list 3 times, you automatically
you
get
could
a spot.
be the
Yeah,
list.
you automatically get a spot on the list. We're just gonna
He's
widen it
also-
into a Hall of Fame, really. Okay.
2-5 in his last 7 fights.
Yeah. Poor Chris. Dude, I was doing this thing for my documentary on Chris, and like he used to be so.
Your
good.
documentary on Chris?
On the Chris.
Not Chris. It's an MMA thing, but Chris is a part of it as a brief mention. But it's not
Your
that brief 'cause you
nihilistic MMA documentary?
actually not nihilist. It's actually the exact opposite of
What is
nihilism.
it?
I don't know what they call it. Optimism,
What's it called?
Thinking
it's
things
called
matter.
Fighting in the Age of
Loneliness?
PowerPoint.
Oh shit.
which I plan to post on the MMAerino's podcast.
Oh,
YouTube.
baby.
It's gonna be a 4-part series. I might just make all 4 of them and post them at once in one long video. Just like it's got 4 parts.
No, you gotta post the parts, and then you gotta post the whole thing as one video, so you get
That's
5
true.
times
That's
the
5.
views.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You think he used to be good?
Yeah. Yeah. He used to be very
Fluke
very good.
wins over Anderson Silva. Anyway, moving
the
on. I
first
don't want
one
to
was-
hear it.
Yeah,
anyway,
okay.
moving on. Anthony Smith, Jimmy Crute. If
That's
neither
my
of you
third
picked
pick.
this, yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
this is my second
I
pick.
picked Jimmy Crute.
I also
Yeah, okay,
picked
I was
Jimmy
gonna
Crute.
say, if neither one of you guys picked this, I would put money on it.
If Jimmy Crute wins, the chances of another Anthony Smith main event are so low, and that makes me happy.
I can't believe he's on the main card. Just
I know, he's
he brought
incredible.
If he
Jimmy
wins, he's
Crute.
gonna be main event.
Bro, he's 34-16.
He's always main event.
He's at 55. God, that's just brain damage. Oh my God. Ow.
Yeah, how old is he in 50 fights? He's 32. He's younger than Uriah Hall and Chris
know,
Weidman.
dude.
The damage he's
I feel like he's
taken.
the same
Oh.
age as them, or maybe now even older through damage.
His
Speaking of older, I have a funny older thing to talk to as we get to
Okay.
the rest of these.
he's main
fights here.
evented his last 7 fights. Anthony Smith.
Good for Anthony.
This is his first
Yeah,
fight
at
since
what weight class, Will?
2018. He hasn't main evented.
What weight class was he main eventing for?
The best one.
Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like we're all in agreement. How do you think it happens? Do you guys want
I
to
think he's
spice it
just
up
gonna
by
punch him
picking
and
away?
knock him out.
You think
I
knockout?
think he's just gonna punch him many times. I think it's gonna involve some punching, maybe a bit of kicking,
Yeah, but what
and then
method
perhaps
are we
even a
talking
submission
here?
or two.
Since you
I
guys
think it
both have the
depends,
same
actually.
pick, let me know.
I think
what
if Anthony Smith is scared enough, then it'll be a decision. But if he is actually trying to win, then he'll get knocked out.
really coming down hard on Lionheart.
I mean, that's like the John Jones. He was just terrified and fought to not get knocked out, and didn't, kind of.
Well,
Officially
he
didn't get
yeah,
knocked
I was
out.
gonna say. All right.
I also have a great post-hoc quiz for us
Okay.
later. But
Well,
okay.
I mean,
Okay,
Will made his
continuing.
3 picks. Will you pick Whaley,
Whaley,
Uriah, and Crute?
Jim Crute.
So do we just? Are there any other fights on here other than Jonah's next pick that we want to talk?
I don't
about?
have anything else I want to talk
I don't even
about.
know.
I
everyone
do.
else.
Other than I have one other than my pick, which I will mention after.
Okay. Well, yeah. Give us your pick.
Okay. I will just mention that Alex Oliveira is fighting, and just that's funny. He's there. Okay, my pick is I pick Pat Zabatini
Okay.
to beat Tristan Connolly.
I don't know how you. I could understand mispronouncing the first guy's name, but mispronouncing Tristan.
Oh, Sabatini? Oh. I thought there was
Look.
a Z in there, the way you were saying it.
Just because I have Italian heritage and you don't, doesn't
Everybody-
mean you need to get all
It's like how
pissy.
we
That's
both
not even true.
immediately come down on the pronunciation. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, if you click on the matchup,
think
it
who- you
says
pick
one
Pat?
is fights at... Tristan's coming down from welterweight.
You pick Pat to beat Tristan.
I do. That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, and why? Younger.
No, actually no. So now that I see that helps me. That makes me feel more confident. My reason is that Tristan Connolly, first of all, is from Victoria, Canada.
Okay.
I don't think I need to explain anything more.
well,
It's a
please
shit place
do.
to be
You
from.
know, for our legions
Okay.
of fans that might not
You're
understand.
shitting on your countrymen?
No, I'm shitting on Victoria.
Because you know we get
Canada.
millions of new listeners every week, so there's a lot of people coming in who might not know.
So Victoria, Canada, is an island. It's basically, it might actually be the closest part of Canada to Seattle, which makes it the most corrupted place in Canada by infectious liberalism. Secondly, my parents talk about it a lot and
Okay.
say how cool it is, and that makes me think it's terrible.
Jonah, if you had to live there or in Quebec.
Oh, they're in a hurry. Are you kidding? The Quebecois are not people. They don't deserve any kind of
Alright, alright.
anything.
It's just exactly what I was looking for.
We're getting a little too
All right.
political on the 420 episode, I think.
It's not political.
It's Monster Energy.
It's Monster Energy.
The perfect setup. The perfect bit.
All right. He's younger, which is cool. But honestly, my point is that Tristan Connolly is actually bad. I actually watched him fight. He's the guy who beat Michel Pereira by making him tired
Okay.
and fighting in his hometown.
Well, more wins.
Yeah, no, it counts as it does have more
Does
wins.
it not
does have more
concern you
losses.
that he's coming from 170 and this is a featherweight fight?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
No, it doesn't at all. I honestly think that's just like not even helpful at that point. I think it's just like kind of messing with your body a little too much.
What if he
But
was
anyway,
just
I
fat
don't even
at
know who Pat
170?
Zabatani is. He has no UFC fights. He's a
That's not how
nobody.
you pronounce the letter S.
It's okay.
Zabatani.
It's not
You-
even
you did it
Sabatani,
again.
it's Sabatini.
It's not a Z.
All right. What's the other fight that you want to move on to? And please read out their
Um,
names.
All right, hang on. Let me just write this down. Zabatani.
Sabatani, baby.
Did I spell that right? I did. Not a surprise. I didn't actually.
You sounded out Zabatani. Like, of course you
Maybe
did.
you sounded it out wrong. Yeah. What other
there
fight
it
could
is,
you
baby.
possibly be talking about?
Wait, who's your third? Who are your three? Will?
He's main card. He's
Jimmy
fully main
Crute,
card.
Weili Zhang, Uriah.
Oh, that's right. Wei Li. All right, and the last thing I wanted to point out to everybody, because I think this is funny. If you go to the early prelims,
Is this gonna be
you'll notice
you
that there
shitting
are.
on women?
No, I'm actually not. I can if you want me to.
3 people without
There's-
pictures.
Yeah, there's 3 people
And
without
one guy
pictures.
with a
All of them
gray
are
name.
Chinese. I wonder why they're on Wei Li's card. The funny part is if you click on Rodrigo Vargas versus
Zhu Rong.
Zhu Rong, and you look at Zhu Rong's Sherdog, you'll see that it lists him as being 20. Wow, he was 20 years old a moment ago.
Wait.
He's now 21 years old. He looks like he's 31.
If you go to Zhu Rong and then look at the images, they're all of anime titties.
I guess that's a character from something. That's awesome.
Dynasty Warriors, apparently. Well, that's funny that he is a Dynasty Warriors 8 women's like Amazonian.
Oh, he's also from the Rick and
The
Morty
goddess of
province.
fire.
He's from the Rick and
At
Morty
the house.
province of China. He's from Szechuan.
And he's from Szechuan.
Oh, some Szechuan. Wow. So this guy's got a lot going for him.
This is awesome, actually.
He's
I
young.
am gonna just tag this guy.
This is a good pick.
This is, yeah, like, I'm gonna remember this guy. I want to see more of Zhu Rong. Okay.
Oh, there's cosplay. There's Dynasty Warriors 5 cosplay. Wow.
And how does he win?
Zhu
He's
Rong's also a
KOing
male,
people.
like just a different Dynasty Warriors character.
Maybe there's just a male and female version of Zhu Rong.
You think it hurts him that the anime titties is a girl and he's a guy?
No.
Does that hurt his chances?
No.
Okay, interesting. That's an interesting, I'm glad you pointed this man out, Joe.
I'll remember him.
Yeah, Zhu Rong. That's pretty awesome.
And there you go. That's what I got for you here.
All right.
All right. Post talk time.
Will, do we want to start with your post talk?
What's my post talk?
The missing finger.
Oh, that was fucking disgusting.
When did that happen, though? Because I think now we're,
It happened a couple
we're
weeks
a little
ago.
bit behind. on
It
this
did,
now.
but the craziest thing, they asked people to look
Look
under
for
their
it, yeah.
chairs.
Yeah.
And it was
Not
just
they.
in his glove.
CM Punk.
Not they. CM Punk.
Is CM Punk?
He's the
CM Punk
commentator.
was
and he
there.
was the one asking
Yeah.
people to like
He
search around
commentates MMA?
for CFFC, which by the
Yeah,
way,
this
Jonah
was
and I
2
were
weeks
saying
ago.
was like a
Oh,
fucking
Cage Fury?
Russian thing, but it's just
No,
an American
CFFC?
thing,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Didn't Billy fight there?
probably.
Billy Stan.
I mean, unabashedly.
Oh, final, by the way, Pat Zibatani info. He fights out of Renzo Gracie, Philadelphia. So there's another Philadelphia local.
Oh, okay, then that's a solid pick. That just right there cements it.
Hi, why didn't you bring that up sooner, dude?
You know, actually, that's
Uh-huh.
interesting because
I would have picked him if I knew
no,
that.
it's interesting because I actually know a guy that trained
No
with a
way.
guy that trained with
Dude.
one of the Dawkins brothers, and I bet he knows Pat Zabatani.
Zabatan!
Well, he sounds like a popular guy.
Yeah.
Especially in the Italian
He
community.
does not
Okay.
fight out of Henzo.
Oh boy,
He fights out of MPR Endurance MMA.
Hang on.
maybe the other
According
guy.
to Tapology. I've never even heard of that. Where's Fairless Hills? Do you know where that is?
Isn't that near
No, I
here?
do not.
It's in PA somewhere.
Uh,
It's by
Sabatini.
Trenton. Yeah, it's by Trenton.
Okay, well, Sherdog says he's associated with Renzo Gracie Philly.
Renzo. Yeah, I mean he
And
probably
Tapology
is.
says, I guess he trains
Yeah,
at
I
both.
wouldn't. That's not fair.
That's
You
not
can't do
allowed.
that in MMA.
You can't train at two
You
places.
can't train two different styles.
You have to pick one and find out which is
Yeah,
best.
please. Okay, okay.
Okay, we get more post talk.
Do we want to talk about the AMAs? Kind of embarrassing for Ben Askren
Not
to do
good.
his one day before Paige Van Zant and then get knocked out 2 days after.
It's true. Yeah. What? How did your Q&A go with Paige?
It went well.
She didn't respond to my DMs.
It went well. I'm still not gonna tell you what I asked her or what she said.
Did you actually? You asked a question and
And
she
she
answered?
responded, yeah.
Dude.
She's doing good. She and I have a pretty good
You're
working
incredibly in there.
relationship. Yeah.
Do you run PaigeVanZant.com?
Yeah. Bleep that out.
I
Bleep
also
that out.
asked a question. It got
Yeah.
it
Tell
got
us.
deleted.
Yeah. Deleted. Okay. Interesting. Do you want
What
to
was
say
it,
what it
Jonah?
was here?
No, not until you do.
Okay.
I feel left
I'm
out.
fine with that. See, the
Gotta
thing
go to
is,
the AMA
like,
training,
knowing your
bro.
question, I can't find your account. But there's always
true.
that
Look,
risk
I'm just saying.
that,
No, I'll say what my question was. I asked her if she made more money from the UFC yearly or from her private website,
okay, that's actually a good question.
and I was like, actually, genuinely curious.
But the mods did
Uh,
have, like, a whole thread a day beforehand that I think they deleted. What?
Yeah, what?
Talking
Why,
about how
are
you
you
shouldn't...
Joe
Fuck the mods.
Joro97 who commented, "Do titty punches hurt in a fight?"
Okay, please delete that, bro.
Please stop. Please
Delete that.
delete this from the
delete that
podcast.
from the podcast. Yeah, I don't know. That whole thread for both of them was far more uneventful than I thought it was going to be. Not as funny.
I thought the funniest part of the Ben thread was I forgot about the video where he did for, I think it was like fighter conference bullshit. He did like a Baby Shark cover, and he does the whole thing at the
Oh,
very
I
end.
saw
Goes,
that.
Dylan Dennis sucks. I like that part.
Okay, that's awesome because he's right.
It is. Yeah, Dylan Dennis does suck.
No way.
All right, so I got a couple things. I brought this up. This is funny. I brought this up last week that we should cover one a little more. So I have written here on my notes, ONE FC on the rise, and a guy's Twitter post. I don't even remember what this is. Okay, here we go. Ready? At I am John Pollock, verified on Twitter, says ONE Championship did significantly better for its second week on TNT. They averaged 337,000 viewers and a .11 in the 1849 demo. I don't know what that means.
Market share? Or like
Yeah,
TV market share, whatever the fuck it's called?
I have no idea. But there we go. What do you think about these ONE FC numbers? 337,000 people for...
Those are equivalent to UFC, roughly, right? Like a fight night?
It's 1C. Let's be clear.
Right, okay. I know it's ONE Championship, but I shorthanding it ONE FC because, you know, pride never die. Anyway.
I think that's relatively close to the UFC, right?
Okay, but we always clown on ONE for, you know...
Well, that's only counting terrestrial viewers.
Yeah, I clown on one for lying about their numbers.
That's what I'm saying. But what do you think about these numbers? Independently reported from, like, I don't know, let's see who we got this from. Showbuzz Daily.
If that's
No, I know
true,
those
I think
guys.
those are
Great guys.
reasonable numbers and not a bad look for ONE at all.
Never
I
met
do
'em.
think ONE's best product to me by far is the 4-ounce gloves Muay Thai kickboxing. I think that is really
Right,
fun
but they
to
mix
watch.
that into their... Like, they have combined events. It's not just
I
MMA.
know,
So,
I
like,
know.
if you want to get that, gotta tune into ONE. I think ONE has some pretty
know, I
exciting
do.
shit going on, but it definitely suffers from the can crushing that all non-UFC organizations
Oh.
have to suffer from.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't actually miss Fight Circus 3. It got postponed.
Oh, awesome. When is
Okay,
it?
okay.
Is it this-
Indefinitely.
Oh.
It's because of Corona.
Oh, weird.
Also, do you guys watch... If they did Lethway, I just remembered that existed last weekend.
Yeah, it's on the card for Fight Circus.
Fight Circus does it. Yeah,
I-
one could do that.
Lethway is actually scary.
Bro, I watched
Don't bro
this
me.
video. Bro.
Don't bro me and try to get me in on
You
fucking
gotta
Lethway.
maybe after the podcast because it's like 3 minutes 40. But this guy got fully flatlined and then
And
came
came
back and
back.
won the
Yeah, I
fight.
know. See, at that
But he
point,
was
when
so
you
knocked
get
out.
fully flatlined and then your coaches are like, "We're using our one free knockout card and send you back
They
in,"
start
that's
biting him in
real,
the ear.
That's real human cockfighting.
Nah,
No,
dog.
it's,
your
it's
coaches
in the
just-
Karate Kid where he rubs his hands together really fast and he gets the healing juju and puts it on
I
Danielson.
agree
I
that Lethway is
forgot.
cool. I just don't want to actually watch it too
He was
much.
so
Watching
knocked
people
out.
get
Too much.
flatlined and then still fight is really scary to me.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Well, that's
Like
part.
a
it's
lot.
literally written into the rules of Lethway.
Yeah,
that
no,
you,
you
get to come
can
back.
do it, but I don't think I like watching Dave LeDuc, but it is kind of a bad look that he was like a mediocre MMA fighter and then is like
The best.
a dominant
Yeah, the best
Lethway
Lethway.
performer.
Yeah, that's what I heard about him probably from the JRE or something. Wasn't he on an episode?
Yeah, he was.
And I was like, what the fuck is Lethway? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's how I found out about it. It's pretty sweet though. Joni, you should try that. You have a similar
Lethway?
build to Dave LeDuc.
Yeah, does he also have bum knees?
Probably.
Probably.
That's true.
Probably has a bum head.
Well, does
So
he
it's like,
have
oh, well, in
a,
that case.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I'm looking for a career change.
You could live in Asia.
What is this? Is this a
Live
video
out
you
your
sent?
weeb
Oh, is this the
dreams. I
dude getting
wish.
flatlined?
God, I
Yeah,
wish.
Oh,
yeah.
boy. Yeah, see, that's bad.
It was bad, but it's fucking crazy that he won. It's still incredibly impressive.
I think it's more impressive to go to college than to get knocked out twice. I'm just
Nah,
gonna be
he's
honest.
gonna be retired when he's 23.
He just got retired right there in the ring, and then came back, shortest retirement ever.
and then won. Yeah.
Okay, that's vicious.
Then they bite
Okay,
him
so
in
we're
the
not getting
ear.
the guest Quinn. Sorry, I'm crossing things off my list because it's all out of order. Oh, Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena announced. Predictions?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Real pick'em. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll leave it until fight week. We'll come back to the
Leave 'em
picking
wanting
on
more.
Fight week. Yeah. What do you guys think about? This was written, I guess, in the wake of Ngannou becoming champion, but Usman is fighting this weekend, so I saved it. Ngannou and Usman teaming up. What do we think about this power couple?
Nattiest
Who do you
boys
think
I've ever
benefits
seen.
more from the pairing?
I think Usman.
Obviously, Francis Ngannou.
Look,
I think Usman.
You think Usman?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think either
Okay.
of them are really
Stimulated
helping each other.
discussion.
I don't think either of them are really gonna actually help each other. I just think Ngannou is gonna actually make people like Kamaru Usman.
Oh, Will,
I-
you're thinking from a marketing perspective, from self-promotion.
Because I don't think like they're not fucking their head coach or anything. I think it's just like
But they have
people
been training
see Francis
together.
Ngannou saying Kamaru is good, and they're like they like Francis. Maybe Kamaru is good.
Okay.
I literally think that's
Maybe.
it.
I think Kamaru. I think grappling is one of those things where it's actually incredibly helpful when this guy's like, put your arm here, put your leg there, do this now. Like you can actually walk someone through a position. I think Francis. I actually think the thing Francis does to help Kamaru. I agree with your point that makes people like him. I think Kamaru is a like actually insecure person, but like a lot like Israel Adesanya, and like actually having
them out.
Francis Ngannou but like in your corner is like, oh, like I've got the heavyweight champ in my corner, like I'm hot shit. I think that actually genuinely helps Kamaru.
Interesting. So you think technically
getting flexed
Francis
on,
is
though.
getting the biggest boost? Kamaru is
he's
mentally
You don't think he
technical.
already has a coach for that though? You don't think Francis already has a competent enough grappling coach?
Right,
that
but one
Usman's
guy can
actually
only
helping?
teach you what one guy knows, right? Kamaru can teach him all the shit that
Yeah.
Kamaru knows.
And there's also the definite like, coaches are great. No, I mean I'm not a shit talk coaches here, but I'm trying to say
You better
like
not shit on Billy,
You're
kid.
saying Kamaru knows what
If
the fuck
you're-
he's doing?
if you're a champion fighter who makes his money by grappling, you probably know what you're talking about and like when to say it. So I don't know. I think that's a pretty useful person to have. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't fucking know what I'm
Interesting,
talking
because
about.
they're with fucking what's his name? They're with Whitman.
But he
Do you-
trains at
that is
Do
kinda
you
like
Couture
think
power
MMA.
that is like you think? You think
No,
that
I mean,
what? What are you
Francis
saying?
trains with Randy Couture. You
No,
think Usman knows more than Randy Couture?
probably. I mean,
Yes.
Last time Randy fought or was really involved.
Randy Couture is so natty.
I'm not saying Randy Couture isn't good or strong, but like the last time Randy actually put any of the things he's teaching into practice was in like fucking 2010.
That's true, but it's also like I feel like Randy would teach big man wrestling techniques. I don't know enough about wrestling, but I feel like he would teach techniques that are applicable for if you're bigger and stronger than everyone,
Isn't the
which
whole
Francis could
thing
use.
about grappling though that like you don't need that?
But
Like
that's
wouldn't
just not
Kamaru
true.
have the
Like,
other fucking side of it where Kamaru has like I've got really technical shit that you can do even if you're big.
yeah, I feel like what Francis needs is like this shouldn't work, but you're just way stronger than them, so you can
Like
do
the
it
John Jones
anyways.
style, just
Yeah.
being massively natty and bigger than everyone else.
It's
All
helpful.
right, interesting, interesting. Um, I think that's really all I have. I have here, if you guys want to do this, I have a breakdown from our experts, you two, of the Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns KO.
Okay.
You have a breakdown?
No, I want you guys to do it. That I have written here. I want my
We could
experts
make
here.
that a separate video, dude.
Yeah, you could, or
We
you
could
could just do
post
it
that on
here
the
in 30
pod.
seconds. Really, the
I
thing
don't
is,
remember it enough though.
yeah, pull it up. What? If only you.
I'm not gonna get an in-depth breakdown. We should start doing clips, like shorter videos on the YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah.
Or long
Like
I
maybe
gotta
an
start
Usman
editing.
versus Burns
Yeah, that's
breakdown.
what I'm saying.
Okay, well
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
record it right now then, and then you can cut it out at the end and upload it as a separate video.
Oh no.
Will's just over it. Will begs for
Oh
content all
no.
week long, and then
No, I'm
fucking
saying we could
skips
do it
out.
at a later date. Okay, I'm watching it right now.
It's oh yeah, it was also a free fight that they put on. That's why I
Yeah,
was watching
it's on the
this.
YouTube channel.
I
Well, I
don't
would
know where
never
the.
steal from the UFC, so.
I think, if I recall correctly, there was confusion between the commentators about whether or not it was a left straight or a left jab that knocked down Burns.
It's a right jab. He knocked him down
That's what
with
I
a
thought it was
jab.
too.
Yeah, a right jab. He knocked him down with the jab like two or
Oh,
three
maybe it
times. That
wasn't
might
when he
not be the
knocked him
finish.
out. Maybe it was a
He
different
knocked him
time.
down a couple times.
There's one where he like bonks him hard with the fucking left hand,
when he was
and the
kicking.
commentators, no, somewhere in round two.
It's
In round two, he is just like using his left hand a lot. That's so awesome.
He's got I mean, jab plus wrestling.
Oh, I'm talking
Great
about,
combo.
yeah, when he got knocked down, also, not the actual KO. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
what
the
you guys said
knockdown
'cause
that
my fucking-
that led to the KO was a right jab.
What time is that at?
Just clicked off. Yeah, yeah. It's just a right jab. I mean, he's beating him for so long at that point.
That's
What time? When does he get knocked out?
13:05.
Okay, yeah, I'm at like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean he got fucked up quite a few times.
It was rough.